Alright everyone, this is Minecraft. Every single day, I'm going to morph a new mob. Those mobs are going to be corresponding to, like, the letter of the alphabet that goes with that day. It's the first couple. Oh yeah, and on the days where I need to live in water, this is what it looks like if I'm not in the water. Gross. Anyway, let's get right into it. Started on day A. Now, this was the 1.16.5, so axolotls didn't exist yet. So A was a day with no mob. So I don't really want to talk about what happened on day A. It was going good, and then it wasn't going good. So over here, I was honestly prepared to just start over in another world. And then, as I was jumping into a ravine, what? I was trying to do that, not find diamonds. So I was like, alright, maybe this isn't all that bad. So I respawned, and that ravine was like right next to the spawn, which was great. For day B, I was a bat, and so I just got a bunch of iron, diamonds, and that stuff from the ravine. And I grabbed some obsidian too, but I lost that at some point. I don't know where that went. I think I lost it on day F. The bat could fly, but it was really dumb flying. Instead of like double tapping to fly, like creative mode flight or whatever, you had to spam click the spacebar. Now, day C, I was a cat. I grabbed a bunch of sand and just kind of explored pumpkin and eventually found a nice plains biome where I wanted to make my base. Day rolled over to day D when I was a dolphin. Dolphins are really weird because they need to breathe in water and they also need to breathe in air. So like you can't just stay in the water because you'll drown, but you also can't just stay in the land because you'll drown. So I started working on like an underwater section of the base, like a tunnel bit, and I made myself a clock. This is more for my benefit than yours. I just want to be able to see, like if I was in a cave or something, when to morph. Then on day E, I turned into an elder guardian. I continued working on the underwater section of the base, and I remembered to download the replay mod so I could make some like cool cinematic shots and whatever. Day F, I was a fox, and I made a tunnel from like a base to the surface. So essentially, my base was now just a tunnel and a staircase. Uh, I went to move all my stuff from my upstairs chest into that basement tunnel thing, and I found out something weird about the fox is that they can pick up items even when they don't have inventory slots for it, and then those items seem to just get deleted. So like I lost a bunch of stuff. I think that's where I lost the obsidian. Day G, I was aghast. I just kind of floated around, looked for some obsidian. I looked for lava to get more obsidian, and then as it was becoming nighttime, I found a zombie villager. So I like trapped him in a boat and threw up a little dirt shack around him. Day H, I was a hoglin. So again, I looked around for more lava. There was this. I noticed some like in a cave as a ghast. So I went to look through there. Turns out it was just like randomly letting me see through a wall, and the cave was like really shallow. But then there was another like whole tunnel system behind it. I don't know what was happening there. Day I was an illusioner, which isn't a mob that's like actually spawns in the game, but I don't know, they removed it. So I just worked on the base, and when nighttime rolled around, I found a second zombie villager. And then on day J, I just continued working on the base, and then decided, like, while I was still roughly the human sized, I would do some mining. And I kept mining on day K, and then on day L, I became a llama, and I went to the nether. And it was a terrible spawn. Kind of dug around a bit, went to hop out because I was running low on my pickaxe was almost broken, and the nether portal did that weird glitch that I've had happen like twice now, where it just spawns me in like some other random cave, not where my nether portal that went in was. So I don't know if somebody could tell me how to not have that happen. That would be great. So then my pickaxe broke because there wasn't much left of it, and I didn't have any wood, so I had to go back into the nether, bridge over this giant like lava thing, and then I checked my F3 debug screen and saw that it was the next day. So day M, I became a magma cube, which I think didn't take fall damage, but I didn't want to test it because I only had half a heart. So I grabbed some of the nether wood, traded with some piglins, and then made like a pickaxe and stuff. Generally, like went around getting it to an iron pickaxe from the cave at the bottom of the nether portal. And then I was running low on inventory space, so I made a chest and threw a bunch of stuff in it. And then I opened the chest too close to some piglins, and the piglins killed me. So then I had to run back and get all my stuff. Um, the next day, which was day N, and again there were no mobs on day N. And right when I went through the portal, there was a creeper that exploded it, which was weird. And then I went and eventually, yeah, I got my stuff back, and I went and explored the bastion, looted the top bit, and then I made a new portal, and then hopped out through there. That portal was like right next to the bastion and my chest and stuff. So on day O, I was in Ocelot, and I managed to find my way back home by going back through the nether and then into the overworld cave, and then just making a staircase up. On day P, I turned into a panda. So I just kind of worked on the base for that day, since none of my, I was 2 blocks wide, and none of my tunnels through the nether and stuff were 2 blocks wide. Then day Q was again a day with no mob. So I went back to the nether, found a fortress, and I just kind of have terrible luck in fortresses. So I stayed on the inside and just tried to kill all the blazes that I could. There was a blaze spawner, but it was out in the open, and I had a feeling I was just gonna die if I went over there. Day R rolled around, and I became a rabbit. And I don't know what you know about rabbits, but they don't have very much health, which was not the best for the fortress. So I just tried to keep getting blaze rods and stuff, and died and had to run back to the fortress a couple times. And then it was day S, and I thought the rabbit was bad, but a salmon in the nether did not work. And so I just spent day S working on my base. I knew as long as I didn't load the chunks of the nether, then my items wouldn't despawn. Or I hoped that was true, and it turned out it was. So I just like made an underwater glass portion. On day T, I became a trader llama, which was nice because that's generally like roughly 1 by 2 size. So I just went back, got my stuff from the nether. I was running out of food still because I had never got more because I'm not always the most intelligent person. So I decided it would be a good idea to kill some pigmen. And like the pigmen drop rotten flesh, and that's a food source. So it was a okay idea until the pigments killed me. So then I prepared this time and killed off all my chickens that I'd been keeping in a hole and used the chickens to make arrows and food. On day U, I went back into the nether, but didn't have gold armor, so I got chased off a cliff by some piglins, and then eventually made my way to the fortress, got my stuff, and then got lost while trying to leave the nether. I managed, though, to tame a bunch of wolves and kill a couple sheep and make a bed and sleep through the night. And then started exploring, not realizing I was supposed to switch to day V. So day V got started a little late. On day V, I was a Vex, which could fly with spam clicking like the bat. But that meant I lost my wolves. But I did find my way home and decided I would be curing my villagers. And I thought I needed nether wart for that. So I decided that I would go back to the fortress because I knew there was some nether wart there. Day W, though, I went back and I grabbed the nether wart. I had found some in the fortress, but I just left it in my fortress chest. And day W, I was a wandering trader. And I went back and I got the nether wart. And I grabbed some more blaze rods. And then I ran home. And on day X, this was both day X and day Y were no mob days. So day X, I did some brewing. And I realized for a weakness potion, you just need a spider eye, or a fermented spider eye. And I knew that fermented spider eye took sugar and spider eye. So I went to look for a spider, except it was daytime, so there were no spiders. So I went down to the cave and looked around, killed a couple spiders, didn't drop a spider eye. So then I realized it was nighttime, so I went up and finally got a spider eye. And then slept, so it would be day Y. Day Y, I went to do the brewing and realized a fermented spider eye also needs mushrooms. No, I had some of those. I knew there were some of those back at the fortress again, because I leave everything there, apparently. I had been using them for making mushroom stew for food. So I did kill an enderman and get the only ender pearl I got this entire run, this entire game, even though I traded with piglins for like blocks and blocks of gold. But whatever. I'm not mad at all. And so then I went and I grabbed the mushrooms from the fortress and a couple more blaze rods, since I can't resist killing blazes, and made a ender eye and just tossed it to see which direction it would go. I wasn't going to follow it. I only had one day left, but I wanted to see where it was. So then it was day Z, the last day. So I was a Zoglin. So I cured the villagers and just did some general like base cleaning up stuff and made the villagers little like trading stations. I assume I did it wrong. I've never done it before. But yeah, that was it. I ended it by setting off a couple of fireworks. I had to Google how to make since I had never done that before. And that was the end. Yeah. Okay. Thank you all for watching. As a bonus, I'm going to put after this a accurate representation of how long it took me to go from my house to the fortress. But so you can watch that if you want to. You don't have to. Anyway, you know the drill. Like if you like, subscribe if you want to. I will see you next time.